Hi guys, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming to the continuation of our annual chapter banquet. Awarding the students who have worked tirelessly to succeed is still a priority. We will be announcing top 5 students for each grade level, scholarship recipients, top boy and top girl, as well as the 2020-2021 officer team. As we go, please make sure that your computer is muted and that your camera is turned off.
A huge thank you to all who have helped us this year. Next, we'll give out the top 5 awards. These students were required to complete the record books for the entire year, as well as fill out a sheet that tabulates the amount of points they've accumulated. The top 5 of each grade is then determined, as well as the top student per grade.
The top 5 freshmen this year are Macy Lloyd, Taryn Lodge, Emma Turner, Abby Seaton, and your star green hand is Haven Capriati.
The top 5 sophomores this year are Hannah Thomason, Becca Moore, Logan Hamilton. Congratulations. Congratulations. The number 1 top sophomore is Becca Moore. Sorry.
The top 2 juniors for this year are Sydney Wyman and Justin Coburn. The top junior is Sydney Wyman.
Your top seniors this year are Kira Heberline, Michaela Remuth, McKenna Bull, Jocelyn Rodriguez, and the top senior is Colby Perry.
Thank you.
Here to present this year's scholarship recipients is Mr. Benanak.
The FFA Memorial Scholarship Fund was started by the Ford family that gave families the opportunity to donate funds in honor of their loved ones. The following people represent this scholarship: Terry Ford, Margie Kimbler, Jess and Elsie Bigelow, Bob Bigelow, Bob Silkwood, Bud McKay, Neil and Gerard Perkins, Bill Landis, Ken Olson, Sloan Massage, John Bigelow, Bonnie Van Vliet, Bern Box, Aaron Ford, and Mary Hans. The following scholarship winners came to Sierra High School 4 years ago with something to prove. This group has traveled all over the state and nation competing, winning, and having fun. The interview panel was impressed with this group of students. For $500, Megan Ashbrook. For $500, Michaela Remuth. $500, Lily Sellers. $1,000, Jocelyn Rodriguez. Hayden Tarr, $1,500. And would James Luano come up? $1,500. Colby Perry, $1,500. Kira Heberline, $1,500.
Thank you.
And McKenna Bull, $1,500. Let's give our seniors a round of applause. And in the Ag Mechanics Award, this year we're recognizing not 1 student, but 4 outstanding students in the welding and fabrication area. Each student will receive a $50 certificate to Fresno Oxygen Supplies. Tristan Hansen receives the Top Fabricator Award. Luke Brock receives the Top Welder Award. Colby Perry receives the top design and engineer award on the CNC machine. And the final award goes to James Lojano, who has spent countless hours in the shop and donating hours working at the school farm with a big smile on his face. This guy knows how to work. James received the Ken Olson Award this year. Thank you.
Mr. Wyman will now present this year's Top Boy and Top Girl Award. Thank you, Colby. So this year, the Sierra FFA Lynn Ford Top Boy and Top Girl Award goes to the student in our program who has the most points on the point award chart, which is accumulated through their ownership projects, placement projects, activities, teams, community involvement, and academics. This year's Top Boy was on the Parley Pro team. He is a regional finalist in the Creed speaking contest. He was on the second place livestock judging team. He is currently a state finalist in extemporaneous public speaking this year. He's also nationally ranked in cutting, sectional president, chapter vice president, and will be going to Oklahoma State next year. Congratulations, Colby Perry. This year's Top Girl, she competed in parliamentary procedure. She was on the natural resources team. She's going to be going to UC Davis, majoring in pre-vet. She showed cattle and lambs. This is our chapter reporter, Ms. McKenna Bull. Next up, we'll have Kira present her retiring address.
In 8th grade, on my way to turn in my class schedule to the counselor for my freshman year classes, I was stopped by my English teacher. She had explained to me that when I had recited a poem for class, the ag teacher, Mr. Vandenack, thought I should join the parliamentary procedure team. To be quite honest, I did not really understand what that entailed. Nevertheless, I erased whatever other elective I had put down and wrote in ag leadership. That split second, maybe even impulsive decision would change the entire direction of my time in high school. Parliamentary procedure would ignite my love for FFA and push me to try new things. I was lucky enough to be elected chapter historian, chapter reporter, and then chapter president. I also tried impromptu, where I learned that I cannot be great at everything, and that's okay. Natural resources made me appreciate the forest and its inhabitants in a whole new light. I also didn't mind the cute mules either. I even raised and showed turkeys one time, and turns out they love the flute and head pets. All of these incredible experiences were because of the time I took a chance in 8th grade and said yes. Sierra FFA, as I retire as your chapter president, I implore you all to just say yes. Be wise about where you spend your time, but always try new things. Please run for the officer team. Suggest a new community service opportunity. Go to state convention. Sign up for a welding class. Submit that regional officer application. Stay the night at 2-day woodcut. Try an event at Mother's Day Rodeo. Apply for a proficiency. Go big for the state degree. Convince that poor new student teacher to start a new contest team with you. Well, with each experience you say yes to, will come with a chance that it will not go as planned. You are guaranteed one thing always, to learn something. These experiences could teach you about life skills, about the world, about yourself, or even about a new passion of yours. Life is a discovery process. Saying yes once is not just enough. It is a conscious decision to continue, and learning must be a persistent choice. I would also like to recognize some of my officer team Yeah, so Hannah. The scrapbook and slideshow are not an easy task, but you faced them unfazed and carried on even through these odd times. You were always on top of things with your collection of photos and Google Drive organization. Thank you for tackling this difficulty with resilience and having a great project outcome. Sierra FFA, your 2019-2020 chapter historian, Hannah Thomason. Logan. You are outspoken and opinionated, and I mean that as the finest compliment. It was refreshing to hear the truth about our grand ideas, which were truthfully a little too grand. Thank you for always being the speaker system and microphone guy. Without you, the officer team would literally have been quieter and more boring. Sierra FFA, your 2019-2020 chapter sentinel, Logan Hamilton. McKenna, you impress me every day. When anything needs to be done, such as the endless Google Forms, it seems like, you are always the first one to offer, even when you feel like you already have enough on your plate. I will always admire your unabating confidence and being unafraid to ask for help when it is needed, as well as your willingness to always step up to a challenge. UC Davis, get ready for your 2019-2020 chapter reporter, McKenna Bull. James, from normal welding class, 2 periods of ROP welding, ag leadership, showing at the Fresno Fair, being on the rodeo committee and homecoming committee, and always driving tractors around the farm when you have a spare moment, your dedication is exceptionally apparent. While making 3 trips across campus to the office for treasurer errands wasn't particularly appealing, you were always a great sport. When he's not on a bronc, he's Sierra FFA's 2019-2020 chapter treasurer. Justin, you are an incredibly creative person. Whenever collectively we are stumped and it felt like we're at a standstill, you would throw out an idea and get us started again. Thank you for thinking big. And by big, I'm talking about extra, extra, extra large t-shirts for an FFA week activity. Sierra FFA, your 2019-2020 chapter secretary. Colby, where do I even start? You have always been simultaneously the comedic relief and the voice of reason. If there is an easier way to do anything, you're the first one to point it out. I just wish the briefcase would have made more appearances. Thank you for always being my partner and helping me with anything from when I forget an agenda to when I forget how to work on the website. Oklahoma State University, you've got a great student coming. Sierra FFA, your 2019-2020 chapter vice president. Thank you.
Ms. Hannah Thomason has worked tirelessly to put together the slideshow for this year. After this Zoom, be sure to go to the Sierra FFA YouTube channel and watch it. Thank you.
Okay, so in here we do have the name of the next parliamentarian. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it. Are you ready? Your 2020-2021 chapter parliamentarian is Emma Turner. Congratulations. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and turn on your face now. Your 2020-2021 historian is oh my goodness. Taryn Lodge.
Your 2020-2021 Sentinel is Becca Moore.
Your 2020-2021 chapter reporter is Abby Seaton.
Your 2020-2021 chapter treasurer is okay. Sydney Wyman.
And your 2020-2021 secretary is Hannah Thomason.
And your 2020-2021 chapter vice president is Justin Coburn.
Okay, it's time for president. So Van and Ack told me that I have to make it suspenseful, so we're gonna wait a minute. Okay, and now I'm gonna unwrap it really, really slowly. Okay. Your chapter president is Macy Lloyd. Congratulations. Okay, so now we're going to install the officers. So Emma Turner, as president, no, I'm so sorry. As parliamentarian-elect, it is your duty to know and share information about parliamentary law and assure that every member will be heard and that the majority will prevail. Taryn Lodge, as historian-elect, you have been selected to compile and maintain FFA history, including historical documents, records, and files. You are responsible for providing photography and creating a scrapbook. You must keep this information available for the reference of future members.
Becca Moore, as Sentinel-elect, your duty is to inform the public about, Your duties include welcoming our friends, caring for the meeting room and FFA equipment, and providing for the comfort of our members and guests. It is also your duty to assist in conducting meetings and ceremonies.
Abby Seaton, as reporter-elect, your duty is to inform the public about the FFA. You are expected to work closely with news media, including state and national FFA publications. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and its members, and be responsible for compiling our FFA history.
Sydney Wyman. As treasurer-elect, you have been placed in a position of trust. Your duties require you to keep an accurate record of receipts and disbursements and provide regular financial reports. It is also your responsibility to assist in developing the chapter budget and maintaining sound financial practices.
Anna, as secretary-elect, you have been chosen to keep accurate minutes of our meetings and to carry out our chapter correspondence. You should provide the chapter with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You will also keep a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution and bylaws. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Justin, as vice president-elect, your record of accomplishment indicates you have those qualities of leadership which we should all possess. You are to assist the president in directing the work of our chapter preside over meetings in her absence, and keep all committees working effectively. Congratulations.
Macy Lloyd, as president-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be the leader of our chapter for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding our chapter in all of its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently and seriously to fulfill the responsibilities of your office. It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, right now you guys are going to turn on your microphones, and then you guys are going to answer, "We do."
We do.
We do. Okay, cool.
Yeah!
I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all chapter members. So, Hannah, come here. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be properly transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn the 68th Annual Sierra FFA Chapter Awards Banquet. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our nation's flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned. Congratulations to you all.
Love you, Kira.